Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the herbivores that have appeared or existed within the Jurassic Park franchise. This video is part 2 of 2, with part 1 having covered the carnivores. If you missed that, check the description for a link. And if you like our videos, then please hit that little red subscribe button. As we mentioned in part 1, the Jurassic Park franchise introduced the world to numerous dinosaur species and in many cases brought certain species to the screen for the first time. While many fan favorites such as the Velociraptors, T-Rex, or the new hybrids might be carnivores and steal the spotlight, there are plenty of iconic herbivores and plenty of people prefer them. From Dr. Grant's favorite, the Triceratops, to the stubborn Stygimoloch, the park is open and it may hold a few surprises. Let's dig in and take a look at all of the herbivores from the Jurassic franchise. Brachiosaurus. A long-necked beauty, the Brachiosaurus is the first dinosaur that the park guests see in Jurassic Park. We classify this sauropod as version 1, and it was also seen in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, although those were smaller and stumpier, perhaps due to malnutrition, and they also presented subtle iridescent teal skin around the face and neck, which is not present in the Brachiosaurus seen in '93. This teal color is believed to be distinctive of male sexual dimorphism. Version 2 of the Brachiosaurs were seen in Jurassic Park 3, and they differ enough from the previous versions to be considered their own breed. Seen on Isla Sorna in 2001, their body structure is more elongated and outward-facing, with both males and females displaying more vibrant skin, the males presenting notable red patches of skin around their skulls and nasal passages. The last time we saw this species was a version 1 variant, when Lockwood's team leave Isla Nublar after the eruption of Mount Sibo, and in an emotional scene we see one of the Brachiosaurs become engulfed in flames. However, 3 Brachiosaurs do appear on the Arcadia's manifest, and at least one can be briefly seen escaping from Lockwood Manor, if you're familiar with their feet. Mamenchisaurus. Keeping in line with the long-necked sauropods, we have another dinosaur seen on Isla Sorna and only present in the Lost World. This dinosaur is currently assumed to be extinct and not much is known about it, other than being part of InGen's original breeding and being present on Isla Sorna during 1997's InGen harvest operation. The dinosaur is mostly known for being great to ride a motorcycle underneath. Apatosaurus. Another long-necked beauty, Jurassic World introduced us to the Apatosaurus. Bred by Dr. Wu under Simon Masrani's guidance for the Jurassic World Park, this sauropod shows no known sexual dimorphism and has been seen in both Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. Slaughtered by the Indominus Rex for sport, the only animatronic used in Jurassic World was this species, and it is known to have survived the Mount Sibo eruption. Dreadnoughtus. A colossal sauropod, known to be larger than the Brachiosaurus, the Dreadnoughtus is no lightweight. While not yet seen on screen in the franchise, it is one of writer and director Colin Trevorrow's favorite dinos and has been mentioned on screen in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom on the DNA vials which were sold to the Russians. The DNA for this creature existing shows that Dr. Wu had either planned to breed this species for the original Jurassic World Park or had been further mining for species after the events of 2015, building up his collection like a spoiled child who can't get enough dinosaur toys.
Hey, Daddy, I want a golden goose.
Here we go again.
All right, sweetheart, all right. Daddy will get you a golden goose as soon as we get home.
No, I want one of those.
Either way, we wouldn't be surprised to see this one in the flesh with Dominion. Gallimimus. Okay, so we're finally away from the sauropods. The Gallimimus is an ornithomimosaur, and has been present throughout the franchise similar to the way the Compies have. First seen in Jurassic Park in the iconic valley scene, this species shows no signs of sexual dimorphism, although the adolescents sport a unique color scheme and were seen flocking down the valley, running from the escaped Tyrannosaur. The Gallimimus was also seen in Lost World during the roundup sequence, and featured in a petting zoo at Jurassic World. It was also seen running, as they do, in Fallen Kingdom during the eruption of Mount Sibo. It's worth noting the Gallimimus of Jurassic World are thicker and larger and don't sport the white socks of their park counterparts. Parasaurolophus.
The one with the big red horn, the pompadour, Elbeth.
This hadrosaur is a well-known staple in the franchise, being present in all of the movies so far. Seen grazing in the herd in Jurassic Park, it had a real introduction in the Lost World during the InGen roundup, being captured by Roland Tembo's team. There is both male and female sexual dimorphism present in the films, with males being light brown in color with lateral stripes, and females featuring a similar pattern but with more green coloration. The female coloration seen in Jurassic Park does slightly vary from that seen in Jurassic Park 3, but is well within the range of natural dimorphism and not believed to be a different cloning attempt or a different subspecies. Camp Cretaceous also debuted a different version of these dinosaurs, bioluminescent. These appear to be custom engineered for their wow factor amongst park exhibits, and it is unknown if they were publicly revealed prior to the 2015 incident. Edmontosaurus. Another hadrosaur, the Edmontosaurus may not have shown up on a species list until Jurassic World. However, it is known to be a park-era animal due to its skeleton being seen in the Lost World. While the dinosaur's design remains a mystery, as does its heritage, it was known to roam Nublar and Sorna and would be a welcome sight to appear in future sequels. Corythosaurus. One of the most colorful dinosaurs seen on screen yet, the Corythosaurus is only known to be present on Isla Sorna, first being mentioned by name only in The Lost World and finally given a screen debut in Jurassic Park 3. It was later bred illegally again by Dr. Wu as early Jurassic World research and development. Triceratops. Pay attention to this pooping machine, as she is a beauty but can be deadly. Just look at those horns. Bred for the original Jurassic Park, the species has been present on both Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna, and is seen in every feature-length movie since the first. From having an upset tummy to destroying engines camp, this dinosaur packs the punches and takes no shit from anyone. The females are a tortoiseshell color, mixing grays and browns, and they have more prominent large rounded scutes and scales over the body. What are perhaps believed to be the males appear to have a more solid gray or brown coloration, with subtle variations of blue on their face. Some adult Triceratops presented vertical stripes on their back, which was observed on Isla Sorna in Jurassic Park 3, which could be environmentally influenced dimorphism. Sinoceratops. Another ceratopsian, the Sinoceratops was introduced in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and later seen during Camp Cretaceous. It had not formally made its public debut before the 2015 incident, but continued to thrive on Isla Nublar after. It was later seen amongst the captured Arcadia dinosaurs, breaking out during the incident at Lockwood Manor. This dinosaur varies enough from its real-world namesake to suggest its DNA genome is far from stable, which is reflected by their skulls not fully forming, leaving holes atop their frills. This is not to say the vibrantly green ceratopsian hasn't adapted well enough into its now unique extant form. Nasutoceratops. Another ceratopsian, the Nasutoceratops made its debut on screen in Battle at Big Rock. It is unknown if this species was cloned for Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, as its name has never appeared on any dinosaur lists seen to date, perhaps suggesting it was cloned by another genetics company, and is roaming free for other reasons than the Lockwood incident. However, we did not see every animal brought to mainland from Nublar, and it is fully possible this was another species waiting to make its public debut at the park. The species features incredibly distinctive sexual dimorphism, with the males looking more angular overall, sporting a larger, more rectangular frill, and elongated bull-like horns. Both males and females have blue-gray skin, with various orange and red patterning on their face and backs. Microceratus. Another favorite of Colin Trevorrow's, the Microceratus has been mentioned by name only so far, but was known to favor the volcanic foothills of Mount Sibo during Nublar's final days. While it made its debut as a dinosaur on exhibit in Jurassic World, 22 were previously cloned for Jurassic Park on Isla Sorna, but assumed extinct after Hurricane Clarissa. Pachyrhinosaurus. Okay, if you're raising an uncertain eyebrow just now, don't worry. This is a contested honorable mention, like the carnivore videos trode on. Pachyrhinosaurus was initially meant to debut in Fallen Kingdom. However, its design varied so much from the real-world animal, it was renamed to Sinoceratops. However, the Pachyrhino name is not without mention within the film canon. It appears on the Arcadia Manifest, which admittedly was a prop locked in before the name was changed. As such, it is hard to consider that a hard canon confirmation this species exists in the universe. But it is the one and only species not from the films to appear in Jurassic World the exhibition, giving further soft canon merit. But until film locks it in, we're not calling this one canon. even if it is my favorite dinosaur. Akylosaurus. A more common species in the franchise, Akylosaurus was briefly introduced in Jurassic Park 3, featuring red coloring on the face with light brown skin and robust charcoal-colored armor plating. The variant seen in Jurassic World, and it's unclear if this is sexual dimorphism or a different version of the dino altogether, sport rounder, less angular builds, and more defined armor plates with muted gray coloration. Akylosaurus is one of the species known to have survived SIBO, shipping seaward to be sold at Lockwood's lovely lair. Oh, and did we mention the babies are really cute? Peloroplites. A cousin species to the Ankylosaur, or a type of Ankylosaur, this dinosaur featured in Fallen Kingdom as a dead, rotting carcass. Tasty. That's about all we know. Stegosaurus. A well-known species in the real world and the franchise, and often a fan favorite, the Stegosaurus was first introduced on screen in the Lost World Jurassic Park, seen by Sarah Harding, Ian Malcolm, and the team. This version we classify as version 1, being distinctly different in look and style to future iterations of the species. We know this species exists on Isla Sorna, but we are unsure if it exists on Isla Nublar or was ever brought there. Version 1 was also featured in Jurassic Park 3 and is seen in Jurassic Park on the DNA vials that Nedry stole. Version 2 of the Stegosaurus was introduced in Jurassic World and also featured in Fallen Kingdom. The style is different, with smaller plates on its back, a depressingly drooping tail, and most curiously, horse-like lips instead of a beak, which both the real prehistoric animal and version 1 have instead. It's a different look to InGen's original Stegosaurus, showing Dr. Wu modified the DNA to create a far more unrealistic Stegosaurus for Jurassic World. This version of the species survived the Mount SIBO eruption. Finally, it's worth mentioning that a bioluminescent variant appears in Jurassic World Live Tour, but due to the show's cancellation and canonical status, it shouldn't be considered hard fact unless confirmed within firm canon in the future. Pachycephalosaurus. With a crown on their head, the Pachycephalosaurus is royalty to the franchise. Introduced in The Lost World but featured on both islands and eras, the species is part of the Pachycephalosaurid family, and as Dr. Burke explains, InGen's version of the dinosaurs sport a robust armored skull and unique spinal adaptations, allowing the ramhead to bulldoze full force forward. While seen in Jurassic World, it is not confirmed to have made it off island and may have perished from the SIBO effect. Stygimoloch. A cousin to the Pachycephalosaurus, this species was introduced in Fallen Kingdom and played a game of Break the Wall with Owen Grady when both were locked in a cell.
So,
Another species thought to have been off exhibit awaiting public debut in 2015, these dinosaurs are quick to anger and charge, with more than one being confirmed to have survived SIBO, making it to the mainland. Stegoceratops. Unlike the Indominus Rex, the existence of this hybrid species is in dispute as it has never been seen on screen. And in fact, it was only seen on the monitor in Dr. Wu's secret lab. It is unclear whether this was bred or not, but there was a deleted scene in Jurassic World where Owen and Claire encounter the secret species while searching for Zack and Gray in the restricted zone. The scene was deleted, and it's unclear if a final ILM model was ever even finished for this hybrid. Either way, it appears to be a mix of Stegosaurus and Triceratops, or perhaps Nasutoceratops DNA, and it's unclear what other DNA was introduced, but judging by the numerous DNA elements that made up the Indominus Rex, we can assume there would be more DNA here. And finally, we have Lystrosaurus. This species is not a dinosaur at all, but rather a dicynodont, predating dinos and ranging late Permian to early Triassic. These animals share many mammal-like traits due to branching evolutionary synapsid heritage, but are not mammals, nor do they directly evolve into them. This animal's status is shrouded in mystery, as it is only known from a behind-the-scenes image of an animatronic from Jurassic World Dominion, and will be making its debut on screen there. Due to it never appearing in past films, and InGen seemingly never cloning animals from that era, we assume it may be from a new genetics company, perhaps Biosyn or Manticore. 2022 cannot come soon enough. So those are all of the herbivores that we have seen in the Jurassic franchise so far. Were you surprised by any of them, or which is your favorite species? In fact, comment down below. What's your favorite sauropod? Your favorite ceratopsian? And of course, what's your favorite herbivore overall? Finally, in case you missed it, be sure to check out part 1 of this video where we cover all of the carnivores seen in the Jurassic franchise so far. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button, and please consider hitting that subscribe button while you're at it for more Jurassic content in the future. We have now opened the Jurassic Outpost store, selling Jurassic-themed shirts, mugs, masks, and more. Check it out for some cool merchandise, and check the description for links to Zavi. If you use code OUTPOST20 at checkout for both the Primal and Festival clothing collection, you get 20% discount off your order. And you can use Outpost10 site-wide for 10% off your order. As always, head to JurassicOutpost.com for more news and information.